Hi guys, welcome to the third video of this series, Pandas series, where I will show you how you can import the JSON data in Python. So JSON is a JavaScript object notation, which is kind of a data source or a data format which you can use as a cross-platform applications, and sometimes it has been given to you via some platform, where maybe web or some other location which is exporting you the data in a JSON format, and you need to get that data in the Python for doing the data analysis. So how you can do that, we will show it, we will see it here in couple of steps. Alright, first thing, as always, we need to import the Pandas library, and we will also need the inbuilt Json library to do the JSON related operations. So I'll go ahead and execute this. After that, here is a sample JSON data which has country information and its value. It has products column and its values. It has location column and its value, contact column, payment column and its values. Alright, so we will go ahead and execute this to create this sample data set. And once we create this, let's go ahead and load the JSON data in the format JSON_data, that the JSON data format that we just created. So the function is json.loads to load the JSON data, and we are storing this data in the company_data object. So let's go ahead and execute this, and now let's see the company data that we just imported. And here all that information is printed as it is. As you can see, contact, country, location, the payment information and the products information. After that, let's see if we want to access any specific element. So for example, here in this case, payment, what you can do is using the print command, or simply by using the object company_data and specifying the its attribute payment, you can access the values of the payment. So it is helpful sometimes to get these values and to probably merge with some other data set or iterate through with some rows to perform some sort of an operation. So many times that way you need to access the specific elements of a specific object. So here let's go ahead and print that, and as you can see, it is giving us the values which is present in the payment column over here. Alright, now let's see how you can convert the values or the column into a data frame. So we can use the data frame object of the Pandas library and specify which column we want to make it as a data frame, and we are storing the values into a new object called Json_df. So let's go ahead and execute this, and now let's see this thing in action. So here we have created here we have the output in the format of a data frame, which is much more meaningful or in a readable format, which we are generally used to when we are looking at the Python output or a Pandas output. After this, let's see how we can convert a file into convert a data into a JSON data. So here we are creating one data set. So we are giving a name column and a value Bob, age, and its value is employed is true, boolean value, and we are using the json.dumps Bob to create the JSON data sets. That's the function that you need to use from the JSON library. So sometimes your end user or any other user who is also working on some other application may have the requirement where they just need the JSON data, because that's how they have done the setting. So when you need to give the output, you may need to give the output into a JSON format, and that's where it will be useful to convert your data set into a JSON data. So using the json.dumps, you can dump the object in which the data is stored, and this Bob_JSON will now have the JSON data. So let's go ahead and execute this. Okay, I need to execute this first. I think I have not executed that. and now execute this. And now let's see the JSON data. So here we have the JSON data as it is printed, which we have given it over here, but in a much more properly formatted way, which JSON probably another source which needs a JSON format will be able to access it. So that's pretty much all I have in this simple video, where if you're a beginner in JSON and looking for how to access the JSON data, you can follow this and get the data into your Python for data analysis.